Hello guys, and welcome back to Laws of the Enchantress or Hash This Book Economics. And I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving week. And I just want to talk about the curious case of Dr. Tamera O'Neill. Now, you guys, I'm sure we've all heard about the tragic passing of this doctor. And I was very saddened to hear this. And the most bothersome thing about me with this case was that we didn't really hear a lot about this doctor because unfortunately two other people, lives were lost during this horrible tragedy. But as Black women, we always want to uplift, fellow Black women and remember them. And this was an extraordinary woman. I want to give my condolences to her family, which seems very tight knit. Her parents are married. Her father was the main person speaking to the media when they came to the house. And they're just completely heartbroken. So, my thoughts and my prayers and my sincere condolences, goes out to this beautiful family that really were so proud of their daughter, who was the first doctor in the family who unfortunately, had her life taken away way too soon. So, initially the shock and the sadness, just really took me over. I was really disappointed. And one of the main things that's so interesting about this beautiful doctor is that she went back to her community. She picked a criteria where she can go back to underserved communities, where she actually went to church on Sundays and she volunteered. So she never forgot. But the most beautiful thing about this sister, the reason why it's such a painful loss, is because she reached out to other Black women. And she's such a beautiful sister. Look at her here. She's just super gorgeous and loss of a life, beautiful woman. And she actually took her time to reach out to other Black women who were going through the medical field, to mentor them, to support them, because she knew how hard it was. So the loss of her, in my opinion, gives a tragic ripple effect that is going to be felt throughout decades, and we won't even know how many lives she could have touched, and the lives she actually saved going to communities that need amazing doctors like her. So my heart goes out to her, and I want to remember her, and I truly want this video to be something progressive so we can raise awareness. But the next part of this video is something that's very gray area. I wanted to understand, how did this beautiful, educated, gorgeous Black woman who is going to her church, going out there, meeting people, she's a doctor, she's connected to so many other doctors, how did she end up with the Juan guy? With the Juan person that killed her? How did she end up? So I really wanted to do a deep dive into Juan, and I got a great report from ABC News, Channel 6. And the reason why is because I wanted to see, did she give herself the best possible way to not have this happen to her, and what we can learn as Black women from the level up. As you can see, she is gorgeous, she is educated, she is successful, she's everything we want our daughters to be. But did she attract this guy? Was there any red flags? What can we learn about Black women not loving themselves enough to give themselves a ring from a great guy? She called it off. She did the right thing, but at the wrong time. Should this relationship even have happened? And it's a very tough topic to talk about because you don't want to blame the victim and you don't want to blame her. I don't want to blame anyone, especially in this society where so many Black women are taught that you're not supposed to get anything. You're not supposed to receive anything. You're not supposed to think big or want big. That's not for us. And the thought like that is killing us. Not feeling entitled to the wedding dress, the wedding gown, the good life, telling each other that healthy relationships are a fairy tale, not being able to recognize emotional abuse, verbal abuse, because I'm pretty sure the engagement didn't just get broken. So she broke the engagement, I believe, in September, which is just recent. And I wanted to look at this guy's record. So his name is Juan Lopez. All right, he was the lone person that unfortunately took these lives away at the Mercy Hospital. But I actually was looking. He was married before, and she's never been married. So I would prefer she actually not be with somebody who's married before, but it's okay. She's 37. That's not a big deal. Let me not be petty. But he had an ex-wife, and the ex-wife accused him in court of brandishing a weapon against her and several people. This is from his ex-wife. This is an actual court case that she was dealing with when she was with him in 2014 to 2015. And this is the scary part. This is why to level up from the inside, self-love, self-confidence, and spirituality is important. In any essence, you get that spirituality, whether it's from your Afrocentric ancestors, Christian, Hindu. I don't care where you get it from, but get it from somewhere, because you need somewhere to know that your soul and your spirit is sacred. And when I read this, as much as I, don't want to blame anybody, like I said, I don't blame. It is society that has told a Black woman that you can be a doctor. You can have the top of your field. You could be gorgeous. You could be young, but you don't have the right to thrive. Why didn't she connect with another doctor? Why didn't she connect with a hospital administrator? She's surrounded in a male-dominated field. But we are still told by society as Black women that simple things that we're not supposed to have. While other women who look a certain way, sound a certain way, who society with the discriminatory preferences tell us we're supposed to have. When I read this report, I was very taken aback. Let me finish it for you guys. It says right here, his wife accused him almost of the same exact thing. According to the court records from 2014 and 2015 obtained by ABC I-Team, Lopez's ex-wife accused of him brandishing a weapon against her and several people and threatening to show up at her workplace and cause trouble. Let's say that again. His ex-wife in court documents. And this was ongoing to this very day, that they were going back and forth because he has a child with her. So this is not something that she was unaware of. This is probably something that actually got out of control at the end, and probably at the last minute, she saw the red flags and she tried to leave. She did the right thing. She gave back the ring. But this is somebody she should have never got involved with in the first place. He has a history of disturbing red flag behavior that wasn't easily hidden. She's a doctor, a simple Google, and not even a Google. He was actually going back and forth to court cases in the present day over the child and continuing with the violence he did. So as I read more and more, it says Lopez numerous times, investigators said prior to the gunman storming the hospital, he had several violent occurrences. He was enrolled as a graduate in DePaul University, and he got a bachelor's degree in 2013. But when he attempted to become a Chicago firefighter, he was terminated on the record for improper conduct of assaulting workplace violence. Workplace violence in 2014. And he was accused of shoving and attacking female cadets. And the reason why I'm showing you pictures, you're seeing beautiful wedding dresses, you're seeing stuff from like Saks Fifth Avenue, Macy's, because I want to end this video in a positive note to let you know this is not a fairy tale. You can have the life, the love, and happiness you want, but you got to make sure you're getting it from the right source. And that right source starts with you, with loving yourself. And that's what we teach in Laws of Enchantress. We teach to upgrade yourself from the inside out, to love yourself from the inside out. Is the outside important? Of course. But as you can see, she had everything going for her. Brains, beauty, compassion, heart, but the lack of self-love that allowed her to be in this type of relationship. These are not things that were easily hidden. These were ongoing cases that he was going to court for. Ongoing. Ongoing. He has a child with his ex-wife, whose name I will not say, and they were married in 2008. And they had a scheduled court date November 27th of this year. This guy is still giving her trouble. This guy is still harassing her, and also concerning financial questions in the child support agreement. Now you have to ask me, Connie, what does this mean? It means as Black women, we can have the wedding, we can have the luxury, we can have the diamonds, we can have the love and compassion. But what we need to do is raise our standards, no matter what the complexion, the shade. It doesn't matter. And this is a very good case of it doesn't matter who the person is, it matters what the person is and what they can provide. It's very sad when I see massive red flags. And yes, I will give her credit. She tried to leave at the last minute, but who knows how much she took? Who knows how much she took before she finally called off her wedding less than a month before. So I just want to continue. Prior to filing for divorce, his first wife obtained an emergency order of protection against her husband in 2014 in the court file obtained by I-Team. She claimed her husband slept with a pistol under the pillow and that the gun was accessible to their young child. This is official court records. This is why he was going back and forth. She had to be aware. She had to be aware. And according to the court file, on December 1st, 2014, Lopez began sending threatening messages to his first wife. One of the text messages, and I can post it here if you guys want to see it later on, says, "Come to my job," because the threats were like, "Come to my job and cause a scene." And she said she accused her husband in 2015 in a divorce filing. So these are official divorce cases that the wife had. There's no way his current wife, or sorry, his current ex-fiance didn't know. He was accused of constant infidelity and severe abuse. He also had ongoing child support issues. Like I said, if you weren't listening, the next court case was November 27, just this past week. If, they were here. So while I'm very sorry, and I mean it from my heart, the loss of a beautiful, educated, compassionate, church-going sister is unimaginable, especially a sister that was connecting and reaching and bettering the lives of other sisters. And that's why I did this deep research. That's why I did this deep dive. I said, how could this beautiful, educated woman with a solid family, with a father in her life, with a mother in her life, with parents that are married, how did this happen? How did this happen? And it happens because Black women in this society are taught that love is a fairy tale, healthy relationships are a fairy tale, romance is a fairy tale. You can't even get flowers without being questioned in this day and age. But if you're white, nobody questions you. If you're not a Black woman, you can get anything and nobody questions you. This woman is educated, and I refuse to believe, as much as I'm mourning this loss, that she loved herself 100% and gave herself every single advantage as an educated, beautiful Black woman connected to one of the most lucrative industries on the planet. The medical profession is one of the most lucrative industries on the face of this earth. She had connections to doctors, to surgeons, to places that most of us girls would love to have a date to go and find somebody there. But like I said, if you don't love yourself, if you don't learn how to love yourself and stay connected to a community of Black women who also love themselves, if it doesn't become a culture for you, it's not going to take one speech. It's not going to take one thing. You have to understand to love yourself, to spoil yourself, take yourself out to dinner, buy yourself your favorite wine, go to Macy's, go to Bloomingdale's. You got to start treating yourself right. And this is the most proactive way that you can protect yourself as the Black woman. Because if you treat yourself well, you're going to tolerate less and less from other people. And this is the secret they don't want you to know. The more you start not loving yourself, neglecting yourself, the more that you hang around with other Black women who are negative, you're going to start having very low expectations. And this is why it's so important as Black women to truly understand that you are the upgrade. You are the balancer. Take yourself to the best places, spoil yourself, go to Sephora, go to the spas. And the reason why I'm saying this, the reason why, I'm so passionate is because I believe in my whole heart and soul that this did not have to happen to this sister. I refuse to believe that she didn't see these court cases. He was actively going to court. He had to go to court this November 28th for child support. He was going back and forth to court for things that shouldn't have happened, physical things, bad things. She's a doctor. She's above this type of relationship. She's above dating somebody that had a violent relationship, whose wife filed violent things. She is so above that. But it starts with loving yourself and honoring yourself and setting boundaries and not giving excuses for those boundaries. Your boundary is your boundary if you do not feel comfortable. But the sad thing, many Black women don't have boundaries. Many Black women don't spoil themselves. They don't love themselves. And it's not because something's wrong. That's the society we live in. And when I see a Black woman who is giving back to the community, loving, caring, compassionate, donating her time, her energy, her spirit in every possible way, what was she doing for her? How was she even attracted this type of person? Like I said, in the laws of Enchantress, we also study the law of attraction. And the law of attraction is paramount. It says you attract at the level of which you are. And many people don't understand that, especially Black women. They hear that, they get mad. I don't think I'm a bad person. No one's saying you're a bad person. But if you don't think highly of yourself, if you don't love yourself, if you don't start having self-pride, if you don't start defending yourself, even if you're wrong, because we take a lot of emotional abuse, we do. Because there's no explanation for why this woman was dating a divorced man who was behind in child support payments, who has a violent back record. There's none. I would love to have met her before all of this and be her best friend and let her know she enjoys, you enjoy trips to Paris. You have a right to pamper yourself and spoil yourself and take yourself to the spas and go on Groupon and get your facials and just spend time indulging. I see the signs, they're consistent. And there might be some of you who say, you don't know what she did. You don't know. Sisters, it is a epidemic. We have an epidemic of sisters who are not being loved, who are being neglected, who don't even care about themselves, who can't accept positive images, who can't accept positive messages. Even when they see women getting rings and being proposed to, they can't even be happy for their sisters. Even when they see the evidence, they are so oblivious to the negativity they've been saturated in. And that's why it's so important to show you positive images of love, of happiness, of vacations, going on Delta, going on Air France, going on British Airways. I don't know what it is, but you have to do more for your life and get more for your life and surround yourself with the positivity. You're not going to get more out of your life than what you give. You have so many people that want so much from life and they give absolutely nothing back. You are the foundation for your creations. You are the foundation for your creations. And even though this doctor was educated, attractive, compassionate, going to church, giving back to the community, mentoring other Black women to become doctors, I would love to know how much did she love herself to not leave effective immediately when his first court case came up in 2014. When his second course came in 2015. And this is coming up to this point. If he was still here, he would have been going to court this week, November 27th. And I think probably at the last minute, she was recovering from herself. Probably at the last minute, she said, yeah, let me give myself the life I deserve. Let me walk away. And I commend her. She did walk away. But it was too late. It was too late. He finished what he started with the first wife. And she was with him when his first ex-wife was accusing him of all these really dark things, of all these really physical things. And that's why I want to tell Black women, you have to love yourself. In the Laws of Enchantress course, we start from course 1, we're in course 7, and course 7 is really exciting. We're talking about 2019, the year of the Black woman. And we're leaving all the dead weight behind. We're going to put 100% of our love, our passion, our energy, and our dreams into what we want. We're going to plan from now, plan from this way, and we're going to put our life in order before 2019. There's no such thing as New Year's resolutions. If you're sitting here right now and you're hearing this message and you truly want to change your life, if you're waiting, you're not ready. Resolutions are ridiculous. If you know in this moment there's something you want to change, be hungry, be aggressive, get at it like a lion. This is your life, and you're only going to get out what you put in. But you have to love yourself. And part of that is the healing in the Laws of Enchantress course. Part of that is knowing you deserve that. You're only going to get what you put out. It's not magic. It's a balancer of life. If you want a magnificent life, you have to make a magnificent effort. If you want the most out of life, you got to invest in yourself. Not cheat here, cheat there, listen to a video here, get mad hype. You have to truly invest in yourself. Take this course. Take Leia's level up charm school. Contact Leia. Leia's happily engaged, about to get married to the man of her dreams. Speak to her, contact her, join her group, bond with her, ask her, how did she do it? Where did she do it? How did level up help her? You women have to take charge. It's too many of our beautiful, talented sisters, no matter what the economics, no matter what the background, they're all falling into the same trap. And that trap starts at the foundation, the lack of love, the lack of confidence. When I read this guy's rap sheet and see that he had issues way back and she stood with him through these issues, God bless her for leaving. God bless her for finally saying, I deserve better. But it was too little too late. It should never have started. The disease spread. And I want Black women to know it is okay to love yourself and spoil yourself and invest in yourself. It's okay to take that extra course. It's okay to go shopping 2 days out the week just for yourself. It's okay to buy yourself that extra car, that extra perfume. It's okay, because the more you give to yourself, the more you will get out from the world. And when people see you treating yourself right, loving yourself, adoring yourself, you can't have these situations like Dr. Tamera O'Neill. Take yourself to breakfast. Go to breakfast at Tiffany's. Go to Tiffany's and Company and buy yourself a diamond bracelet, a tennis bracelet. You want a budget? Buy silver. I am passionate about you as a Black woman, as your fellow sister, giving back to yourself. Because if you give nothing, even though you want more, you're going to accept nothing, because that is what you're used to. And this Black woman who was the first doctor, she was giving so much. And I told you guys, our role as women is a sacred receiver. One of our biggest opportunities as Black women is our addiction to giving way too much of ourselves, our addiction of giving this, doing this, and helping everybody else, to the point where we barely have enough energy to walk, open our eyes, and use the bathroom. You are the sacred receiver. Your role as a sacred Black receiver is to receive. That is your role, is to receive. And while she's doing charity, while she's working in undeserved communities, who is there to protect her? Who is there to stand between her and this man? Who is there to wrestle? Absolutely no one, not even the officer. And God rest his soul, not even the officer who was called on the scene could protect her. So we have to start putting ourselves first, second, and third. And like I said, I truly respect her. I truly respect her for trying to leave this guy. And she did. She left him. She walked away. He came back to the hospital. But this was not unpredictable. And the people trying to cover up, saying they can't believe it, and it is tragically, he's basically picking up from where he left off with the first wife. And I don't want to see any more beautiful, wonderful, intelligent sisters who have been saturated, brainwashed, and told by society. And I know it's a society thing. The other day I saw a Black woman get proposed to, and the husband, gave her an option of 6 rings. And within an hour, you had an army of Black women going around saying how fake it was. And I was disgusted, because when we see non-Black women getting the same, we don't do CIA, we don't do FBI, even when it's not real. There's been so many cases of scammy things and stunts and stuff with these people getting these Ferraris and the cars full of flowers. And you've seen it all over Instagram, and you see it on luxury pages. And never, 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 never do you see anybody question it. But a Black woman, she does the same thing. We want to turn into Sherlock Holmes, and, we want to turn into George Jetson and start flying all over looking for evidence. You deserve roses. You deserve 1-800 flowers. You deserve to have FDS flowers. You deserve everything. You deserve flowers. You deserve candy from Godiva. You deserve Versace, Moschino. You deserve perfume, Chanel. You deserve everything. But if you don't believe it, you don't receive it, you don't know how to heal. If you do not know how to heal, you're going to have a repeat of all the disappointments you had in your entire life until you wake up. If you don't know how to heal, God can send you, or Oshan can send you, or the Hindu goddess Shiva, or the Jewish Abraham. I don't care who you pray to. But if you do not change who you are, in the sense of not loving yourself, not embracing yourself, not treating yourself right, if you don't start indulging and spoiling yourself, you're going to miss out. Course 7 is Get Ready for the New Year, the Year of the Black Woman. And you have access to all my past courses, so you can start to heal and love and build your foundation. You attract at the level of which you are. So if you take this course, you will see if things are coming into your life, pause, and start saying, okay, examine it. How was I feeling when these things came into my life? What was I thinking about? What was I expecting when these things came into my life? You are responsible. And that's why I'm so passionate, because the women who are taking the Laws of Enchantress program, you can go to my Facebook page, Enchantress Coaching, and look at the dozens and dozens of women who I do not know personally who are taking the course, who are healing, who are loving themselves, who learn to spoil themselves, who are going to the spa for the first time, getting their makeup done at Sephora for the first time, getting their nails done at nail salons for the first time. Considering getting cosmetic procedures to enhance themselves. And not only that, giving themselves everything they can ever give to themselves. No more Dr. Tamera O'Neill's. God bless her. God bless her family. 2019 is the year of the Black woman. Learn how to heal, protect, and project and attract what you truly want. And you can be the Black woman who has that fairy tale life, and it'll be that fairy tale come true. You are in control of the power of the mind. And you got people who don't want to be accountable for their negativity. They don't want to be accountable for the things that happen to them. They don't want to be accountable, so they say it's not true, and it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. Anyone that's successful, speak to successful people. Listen to successful people. Google them on YouTube. No one ever tells you they get there with a negative mind and negative expectations and negative beliefs. But it takes conditioning. It takes courses. It takes time and concentration. And it takes dedication and passion to get to where you need to be as a Black woman, to undo all the toxicity they have planted in our brains as Black women. And you deserve the happiness. You deserve to know you can have ebony rich skin. You deserve to know you can have natural hair. You deserve to know you can be the richest, gorgeous shade complexion and have anything you want. There are women who are living their best lives, whether she's ebony rich or yellow like the sun. There's no limitations. The limitations are what you create in your head. And I'm telling you, right now, 2019, this is the course. It is the year of the Black woman. Get off the negativity Titanic. Take your sisters you love. I love you, sisters. And start listening to Black women who say, I love Black women. Start listening to Black women who say, I am proud. Like, I am proud to be a Black woman. Start bonding with those who are not shy to say, I'm a beautiful, gorgeous, melanated, ebony, rich, natural hair Black woman. There is beauty and essence and goddess in our melanin. We are healer. We are the healers. We are the feminine divine. And I truly believe once we embrace ourselves from that level, the universe will shift dramatically and give you no choice but to bring the best of the best into your life. No more Dr. Tamera O'Neill's, no more court cases, no more dealing with men who we should have left behind years ago. Like I said, the true level up is spiritual, it's magical, it's enchanting. Laws of the Enchantress. Join it. Stop waiting and stop thinking there has to be a special moment. You are the special moment. You are the universe. Make that investment and start investing all over. Learn hobbies, get a nutritionist, become a jeweler, travel, get a certification. The more you give to yourself, the more you value yourself, it's the law you'll get back. Anybody that has success in their life will tell you it took concentration, dedication, and it took a sense of passion. That's no different than happiness. We have to undo years and years and years of negative programming buried in our subconsciousness, telling you that these images you're seeing of real Black women with gorgeous ebony rich skin, with beautiful shade of the universe, the Eve complexion, with their natural hair. You have been told that this is a lie. So even when you see greatness like Michelle Obama, you don't believe. Even when you see greatness like Lupita, you don't believe. Even when you see greatness like Viola Davis, you don't believe. Even when you see greatness, get off the negativity Titanic. Let those who want to be negative saturate on that. Let those who want to be negative roll off your back like oil off a wing. This is the year of the Black woman. Join the Laws of Enchantress. Check the details in the box. And I hope to see you there, sisters, because our time is now. God bless and rest in peace, Tamera O'Neill.